Welcome back everybody. Let's have a look at XRP this time. But first we've got to check out a bit of Bitcoin action, because Bitcoin's going to tell us which way everything's going to go basically, but there is more to it than that. So first of all, let's have a quick look at this. So Bitcoin showing a bit of a red day, bit of signs of weakness. Where's it likely to go? I think if I was to put my money on it, we're going to end up back down below 13,000 again. I think we're looking to hit this level here one more time and then decide if we're going to break it or not. So that level is this super resistance or super support, whichever way you're under it or above it. It goes back 3.5 years and it comes in at 12,800 more or less. So just to show you the importance of that trend line, it starts all the way back here, so rejections and supports, rejections and supports. And normally what I was thinking is that normally when we do get above it, this is going back to 2017. We got above it here, we tested it once, up again, tested it again, higher highs each time, and then up again all the way back down to test it. And this area here took 30 days, so that was the longest we'd have ever tested it as support before launching. But then obviously when we did launch, it was pretty good. We came up at, I think it was, what we're talking here, about 250%, something along those lines. Yeah, 260%, and then obviously back down to yet again test it, boing all the way up, back down to test it, boing all the way up, and back down to test it, and then it broke. You can see here supports, it was acting as resistance now, then breaking above it, up again, and then here we go, tried to test it, it was confirmed as resistance, and then we didn't see it again for quite a while. That trend line continued all the way up until we broke above it here, and then basically tried to test it as support. So the reason I'm talking about this one so much is because we are likely to come back down to test it again, and the problem I'll have with it is if we don't find a bounce from it, a higher high for instance than this, then we will break down from it. And historically it's been really nasty. I mean, we're talking a minimum of around 10% to a maximum of around 50. Well, yeah, it's more than 50 if you talk about the time we hit it in March. But prior to that, prior to this big calamity event here, normally it's between 15 to about 35. So this one here brought us down to about 37. So roughly, it would be pretty nasty if we broke down beneath it, especially if we came back up to test it beforehand and it was confirmed as resistance. So the reason I'm boring you to death with this specifically is, where did that come from? Get rid of that. And the reason I'm boring you to death with Bitcoin is because Bitcoin looks to me very much like it's been front run at this point now, getting in before that $14,000 top. We look at the hourly chart here, it's pretty nasty. It's like it's similar to, I suppose it's like a Bart Simpson pattern. But if we have a look at this, could have been easily predicted on the hourly. If we have a look at the RSI, all the way up nicely, and then basically bearish divergence here on the RSI. So basically the price action going up, with the RSI is making lower lows and lower highs. Now we've dropped out of the sky. This is just the hourly chart, by the way. If we go to the 4 hourly to get a little bit more insight, we're holding on to dear life by the skin of our teeth on the center of this Bollinger Band. If that does break down, then it will bring us down to at least this level here, which is 12,900, and then maybe even a wick to test this trend line. So things aren't looking, the worst in the world. There's nothing wrong with coming down to test that trend line again. It's very, very strong, so the chances are it will hold. I'm just letting you know that if it doesn't hold, it will be really, really nasty for everything involved. But where there's red, there's opportunity, and what we're looking at now is picking up as much XRP as possible, because if you haven't watched my video on the market cycle of XRP, it is a coin that I have studied now, but I believe that the market cycle will carry out the way it has done in the previous cycles, where it basically spends 70% of its time consolidating after such a giant parabolic high that it spends basically 70% of the time consolidating. After that, a small period of accumulation, which is what we're in at the moment. Believe it or not, this is an accumulation pattern. Anything above this trend line here is accumulation, and then launching massively once we hit areas of around about 86 cents. Once we hit 86 cents, it'll be parabolic time after that, and then who knows where we will hit. Certainly our all-time high will be met, probably a bit higher than that. So I'm very interested in buying XRP down at these low levels for the long run. So where are the low levels going to be? Well, we found ourselves around about 22 cent, being held up quite nicely at 22 cent. And 22 cent historically, is an area of support and resistance. So I think that if we do break down, if Bitcoin does break down, even if it's just down to these areas, down to this support area, we'll find our way at 22 cent, and that'll be a nice area to buy back at. The bottom of this Bollinger Band area here and the 200 exponential moving average is at 23, almost 24 cent. Wick down to test 22 cent will take us down to this trend line here that we had, which we were stuck under, and it would be nice to see that turn to support. And if it did turn to support, where is that going to take us? Well, if it was today, it would be 22.5. If it was tomorrow, 22 and a third, and then so on and so on and so on. So I think 22 cent is basically on the cards, and I think that would be a great area to buy it back at, and that's what I'll be planning on doing. Also going pretty hard and heavy on those longs as well. I've got some nice referral links for you, by the way. If you've not got a Binance account, I'm sure you do. 20% off your trading fees, and also an epic one with Bityard. Every Friday they do free trades on certain coins. Today, this week it's going to be Chainlink, but it's only a matter of time before it's XRP. It was Uni token last week. Now it's Chainlink, and so on and so on. And you basically, you waste so much money on fees, especially when you're using leverage. There's no need to do that, especially on Fridays. And actually, by setting up your account, you get 258 USDT to offset your trading fees anyway. So get yourself set up on both of those if you're not already. And I'm going to leave it with you there. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice evening. Take it easy.